William Shakespeare biography. William Shakespeare, also known as the Bard of Avon, is often called England's nation poet and considered the greatest dramatist of all times. Shakespeare's works are also throughout the world, but his personal life is shrouded in mystery. Who was William Shakespeare? William Shakespeare, baptized on April 26, 1564 to April 23, 1616, was an English playwright, actor, and poet, also known as the Bard of Avon and often called England's national poet. Born in Stratford-upon-Avon, England, he was an important member of the Lord Chamberlain's main company of theatrical players from roughly 1594 onward. Written record give little indication of the way in which Shakespeare's professional life molded his artistry. All that can be deducted is that in his 20 years as a playwright, Shakespeare wrote plays that capture the complete range of human emotion and conflict. Known throughout the world, the works of William Shakespeare have been performed in countless hamlets, villages, cities, and metropolises for more than 4,000 years. And yet, the personal history of William Shakespeare is somewhat a mystery. There are two primary sources that provide historians with a basic outline of his life. One source is his work, the plays, poems, and sonnets, and the other is official documentation such as church and court records. However, these only provide brief sketch of a specific event in his life and provide little on the person who experienced those events. William Shakespeare plays. While it's difficult to determine the exact chronology of William Shakespeare plays over the course of 2 decades, from about 1590 to 1613, he wrote a total of 37 plays revolving around several main themes: histories, tragedies, comedies, and tragicomedies. Early works: historians and comedies. With the exception of the tragic love story Romeo and Juliet, William Shakespeare's first plays were mostly histories. Henry VI, Parts 1, 2, and 3, Richard II, and Henry Birdajite, the destructive result of weak or corrupt rulers, and have been interpreted by drama historians as Shakespeare's way of justifying the origin of the Tudor dynasty. Julius Caesar portrays upheaval in Roman politics that may have resonated with views at a time when England aging monarchy, Queen Elizabeth I had to legitimate here, thus creating the political for future power struggles. Shakespeare also wrote several comedies during his early period. The witty romance A Midsummer Night Dream, The Romantic Merchant of Venice, The Wit and Wordplay of Much Ado About Nothing, The Charming As You Like It, and Twelfth Night. Other plays written before 1600 include Titus Andronicus, The Comedy of Errors, The Two Gentlemen of Verona, The Taming of the Shire Love Never Lost, King John, The Merry Wives of Windsor, and Henry V. Works after 1600, tragedies and tragicomedies. It was in William Shakespeare's later period after 1600 that he wrote the tragedies Hamlet, Othello, King Lear, and Macbeth. In these, Shakespeare characters present vivid impressions of human temperament that are timeless and universal, possibly the best known of these plays in Hamlet, which explores betrayal, retribution, incest, and moral failure. These moral failures often drive the twists and turns of Shakespeare's plots, destroying the hero and these he loves. In William Shakespeare's final period, he wrote several tragic comedies. Among these are Cymbeline, The Winter's Tale, and The Tempest. Through graver in tone that the comedies that are not the dark tragedies of King Lear or Macbeth, because they ends with reconciliation and forgiveness. Other plays written during this period includes All Well That End Well, Measure for Measure, Timon of Athens, Coriolanus, Pericles, and Henry VIII. When and where was William Shakespeare born? Through no birth records exist, church records indicate that William Shakespeare was baptized at Holy Trinity Church on Standerford-upon-Avon on April 26, 1564. From this, it is believed he was born on or near April 23, 1564, and this is the date scholars acknowledge as William Shakespeare's birthday. Located 103 miles west of London, during Shakespeare times, Stratford-upon-Avon was market town bisected with a country road and the river Avon. Family. William was the third old of John Shakespeare, a leather merchant, and Mary Alden, a local landed heiress. William had two older sisters, John and Judith, and three younger brothers, Gilbert, Richard, and Edmund. Before William's birth, his father became a successful merchant and held official position as alderman and bailiff, an office resembling a major. However, records indicate John's fortunes declined sometime in the late 1570s. Childhood and education. Scant records exist of William's childhood and virtually none regarding his education. Scholars have surmised that he most likely attended the King's New School in Stratford, which taught reading, writing, and the classics. Being a public official child, William would have undoubtedly qualified for free tuition, but his uncertainty regarding his education had led some to raise questions about the authorship of his work and even about whether or not William Shakespeare ever existed. William Shakespeare, wife and kids. William Shakespeare married Anne Hathaway on November 28, 1582 in Warwickshire in Canterbury province. Hathaway was from Shottery, a small village mile west of Standerford. William was 18 and Anne was 26, and it turns out pregnant. Their first child, a daughter they named Susanna, was born on May 26, 1583. 2 years later, on February 2, 1585, twins Hamlet and Judith were born. Hamlet later died of unknown cause at age 11. Shakespeare lost years. There are 7 years of William Shakespeare's life where no record exists after the birth of his twins in 1585. Scholars call this time the lost year, and there is wide speculation on what he was doing during this period. One theory is that he might have gone into hiding for poaching game from the local landlord, Sir Thomas Lucky. Another possibility is that he might have been working as an assistant schoolmaster in Lancashire. It is generally believed he arrived in London in the mid to late 1580 and may have found work as a horse attendant at some of London's final theatres, a scenario updated centuries later by the countless aspiring actors and rights in Bollywood and Broadway. Lord Chamberlain's mean. By the early 1519 documents show William Shakespeare was a managing partner in the Lord Chamberlain's Mean, an acting company in London, with which he was connected for most of his career. Considered the most important trophy of its time, the company changes its name to the King Min following the crowning of King James in 1603. For all accounts, the King Min company was very popular. Record so that Shakespeare had works published and sold as popular literature. All through the theatre culture in 16th century, England was not highly admired by people of high rank. Many of the nobility were good patrons of the performing arts and friends of the actors. William Shakespeare, the actor and playwright. By 1592, there is evidence William Shakespeare earned a living as an actor and a playwright in London and possibly had several plays produced. The September 20, 1592 edition of the Stationers' Register, a guild publication, includes an article by London playwright Robert Greene that takes a few jobs at William Shakespeare. There is an upstart crow, beautified with our feathers, that with his tiger's heart wrapped in a player's hide. Suppose he is as well able to bombast out a blank verse as the best of you, and being an absolute Johnson's factum in his own conceit, the only shake once in a country. Greene wrote of Shakespeare, scholars differ on the interpretation of his criticism, but those agreed that it was Greene's way of saying Shakespeare was reaching above his rank, trying to match later known and educated playwrights like writes Hopper, Marlowe, Thomas Nase, or Greene himself. Early in their career, Shakespeare was able to attract the attention of Henry Wortley, the Earl of Southampton, to whom he dedicated his first and second published poems, Venus and Adonis 1593 and The Rape of Lucrece 1594. By 1597, Shakespeare had already written and published 15 of his 37 plays. Civil records show that at this time he purchased the second largest house in Stratford, called New House, for his family. It was a 4-day ride by horse from Stratford to London, so it is believed that Shakespeare spent most of his time in the city, writing and acting, and came home once a year during the 40-day Lenten period when the theatres were closed. Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. By 1599, William Shakespeare and his business partners built their own partners on the south bank of the Thames River, which they called the Globe. In 1605, Shakespeare purchased leases of real estate near Stratford for 440 pounds, which doubled in value and earned him 60 pounds a year. This made him an entrepreneur as well as an artist, and scholars believe this investment gave him the time to write his plays uninterrupted. Shakespeare writing style. William Shakespeare's early plays were written in the conventional style of the day, with elaborate metaphors and rhetorical phrases that did not always align naturally with the story, plot, or character. However, Shakespeare was very innovative, adapting the traditional style to his own purpose and creating a freer flow of words. With only a small degree of variation, Shakespeare primarily used a metrical pattern consisting of lines unrhymed iambic pentameter or blank verse to compose his plays. At the same time, there are passages in all the plays that deviate from this and use forms of poetry or simple prose. Shakespeare death. Tradition had it that William Shakespeare died on his 52nd birthday, April 23, 1616, through many scholars believe in a myth. Church records show he was interred at Trinity Church on April 25, 1616. In his will, he left the bulk of his position to his eldest daughter, Susanna, through entitled to a third of his estate. Little seems to have gone to his wife Anne, whom he bequeathed his second best bed. This has drawn speculation that she had fallen out of favor or that the couple was not close. However, there is very little evidence the two had a difficult marriage. Other scholars note that the term second best bed often refers to the bed belonging to the household's master and mistress. The martial bed and the first best bed was reserved for guests. Did Shakespeare write his own plays? About 150 years after his death, question arose about the authorship of William Shakespeare's plays. Scholars and literary critics began to float names like Christopher Marlowe, Edward de Vere, and Francis Bacon, men of more non-background literary erudition or inspiration, as the true author of the plays. Much of this stemmed from the sketchy detail of Shakespeare's life and that of contemporary primary source, official record from the Holy Trinity Church and the Stratford government record the existence of William Shakespeare, but none of these attest to him being an actor or playwright. Scapitists also questioned how anyone of such modest education could write with the intellectual prestiginess and the poetic power that is displayed in Shakespeare's works. Over the centuries, several works have emerged that question the authorship of Shakespeare's plays. The most serious and intense escapism began in the 19th century when adaptation for Shakespeare was at its highest. The dictation believed that the only had evidence surrounding William Shakespeare from Stratford upon Avon described a man from modest beginning who married young and became successful in real estate. Members of the Shakespeare Oxford Society, founded in 1957, put forth agreement that English aristocrat and poet Edward de Vere, the 17th Earl of Oxford, was the true author of the poem and plays of William Shakespeare. The Oxfordician cite de Vere's extensive knowledge of aristocratic society, his education, and the structural similarities between his poetry and that found in the works attributed to Shakespeare. They contend that William Shakespeare had neither the education nor the literary training to write such eloquent prose and create such rich character. However, the vast majority of Shakespeare scholars contend that William Shakespeare wrote all his own plays. They point out that the other playwright of the time also had sketchy historians and came from modest backgrounds. They contained the Stratford New Grammar School curriculum of Latin, and the classes could have provided a good foundation for literary writers. Supporters of Shakespeare authorship argue that the lack of evidence about Shakespeare's life doesn't mean his life doesn't exist. They point to evidence that deserve his name on the little page of published poem and plays. Example exist of authors and critics of the time acknowledging William Shakespeare as author of plays such as The Two Gentlemen of Verona, The Comedy of Erasmus, and King John Royal Record from 1601, so that William Shakespeare was such as recognized as a member of the King's Theatre Company, formerly known as the Chamberlain Mean, and a Crown of the Chamber by the Court of King James I, where the company performed 7 of Shakespeare's plays. There is also a strong circumstantial evidence of personal relationship by contemporaries who interacted with Shakespeare as an actor and a playwright. Literary legacy. What seems to be true is that William Shakespeare was a respected man of the dramatic art who wrote plays and acted in some in the 16th and early 17th century, but his reputation as a dramatic genius wasn't recognized until the 19th century, beginning with the Romantic period of the early 1800s and continuing through the Victorian period. Asylum and a reverence for William Shakespeare and his work reached its height in the 20th century. New movement in scholarship and performance have rediscovered and adopted his work. Today, his plays are highly popular and constantly studied and reinterpreted in performance with diverse culture and political context. The genuine of Shakespeare's character and plot are that they represent real human beings in a wide range of emotion and conflict that transcend their origin in Elizabeth England.